Good afternoon and welcome to the Hofstra Law Class of 2024 Award Ceremony. For those of you who I have not yet had the pleasure of meeting before, my name is Julian Ku. I have the great privilege of serving as the interim dean at the Maurice A. Dean School of Law here at Hofstra University. Look, I'm confident that everyone who graduates tonight from Hofstra Law School will become an outstanding member of the legal profession. I know this because I've had the opportunity over the past year to meet so many of our alums, starting with the class of 1973 all the way through the class of 2023, and they truly are all outstanding lawyers and people. That's what makes today so special. Today's honorees have distinguished themselves among a group that's already distinguished and have earned high honors that we will bestow upon them this afternoon. To our award winners today, because I'll forget otherwise, congratulations. Congratulations. I know your loved ones, many of whom are here, are exceptionally proud of your work, and I'm especially proud that Hofstra Law has played a part in educating such a group of remarkable individuals. And I know that the entire faculty administration feel the same way. Yes, your hard work, dedication, achievements make you stand out, but you also make Hofstra Law shine brightly, and we are grateful to bask in the reflected light of your accomplishments. So let's begin our program. Our first speaker today is Rochelle Podolsky, the president of the Hofstra Law Student Bar Association. As you can tell, Rochelle doesn't really need an introduction, but I'm nonetheless honored to spend a few minutes giving one just to highlight how wonderful and accomplished she is. As president of the Student Bar Association, Rochelle successfully led the SBA so it supported greater engagement by law students. She did this by leading the SBA in supporting and sponsoring and participating directly in numerous student organization events. She also reinvigorated the social media presence for SBA on Instagram that highlighted student organization activities and events. I would not know this because I don't use Instagram, but you guys like to tell me that's really cool. She also led the peer-to-peer mentor program to help first-year students acclimate to law school. And finally, she was an integral part of the Law School Dean Search Committee, representing Hofstra Law student body in that crucial work. For Rochelle, serving as SBA president was not enough. She also served as the alumni affairs coordinator of volume 41 of the Labor and Employment Law Journal. She was a teaching assistant, Professor Jeremy Weintraub, and a member of the Moot Court Board, the Hofstra Trial Advocacy Association, Hillel JD, and Hofstra Law Women's Society. She also excelled in trial advocacy, winning several awards in external competitions, including just this past February when she and her fellow 3L Kate Giron tied with UCLA School of Law as a co-national champions of the online national championship trial advocacy competition. So it's probably a good thing that Rochelle is graduating from law school so she can cut back on all of her activities. But I have a feeling she will stay pretty busy because in the fall, Rochelle will be working as an assistant district attorney at the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. Rochelle, please come up. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Good afternoon, faculty, parents, friends, guests, and graduates. As we sit here, class of 2024, I want us to reflect on the journey we took to get here today, to this moment, in these seats, graduating with our law degrees. Before we arrived at Hofstra for orientation 3 years ago, we had no idea what our law school experience would be like, what the day-to-day would be. For many of us, we walked into law school to a sea of new faces, immersed in a completely new language of law, and were thrown into an unfamiliar academic structure. For Section A, our first impression of law school was Professor Sample's infamous cold call of Mr. Keller. Shout out, Mr. Keller. But as time went on, semester after semester, all of those uncertainties faded. The new faces were no longer new. Those people who we'd never seen before were now our close friends, maybe even future bridesmaids or groomsmen. The new language of law just became second nature, and the cold calls became less scary, except for me when I said, "Sorry, I'm Bobo," during Professor Charles' cold call, for those of you who remember. Class of 2024, today marks a significant milestone in our lives. And despite the support we received along the way, we would not be in these seats today if we didn't want it bad enough, if we didn't put in the work, if we didn't find our it. But what I've learned this year as the student body president is that for many of us, getting to this point and finding our it was not easy. For me, I grew up with young immigrant parents. English was my second language. Because of that, I struggled academically in middle and high school. But when I got to Hofstra, I felt different. I felt like I had a fresh start with my academic career. During my first semester, I did everything they told us to do. I read and briefed every case, reviewed notes with study groups, and outlined early. And coming out of finals week, I felt good and like I did everything I could. But when I signed into Hofstra portal and on January 5th, I saw that I received one really bad grade, which put me in the bottom of the class and into legal methods. After seeing that grade, I felt so embarrassed and bad about myself. My newly found academic confidence had officially crumbled. What I didn't realize at the time was that one bad grade had the potential of jeopardizing opportunities I could have had just moments before. After sitting with this terrible feeling for weeks, I finally came to realize that I could do something to rebound. And from that moment on, LinkedIn became my best friend. I connected and called literally every person I could to take any opportunities presented to me. It was only after I learned to accept and laugh at my situation that I actually got some yeses and put myself back on track to get here today. I know I'm not the only student who faced academic setbacks throughout law school. As a class, many of us have individually faced our own struggles outside of law school. There are students in our class who had to manage mental or physical illnesses alongside their studying, students who kept pushing despite losing a loved one during finals, students that have endured losses in their relationships and jobs, students whose lives have been implicated by geopolitical crises, students who put in 10 hours at school to then go home and act as mothers and fathers to their children. Class of 2024, while we may think law school was the hard part, the truth is it's not going to get easier from here. The legal field is filled with uncertainties, obstacles, and setbacks, which require far more determination, resilience, and hunger than what was required to get through law school. We've chosen a career path that will constantly challenge us and force us to adapt every single day. Just like we prepared for day one of law school, our first cold call, that big interview or competition, we must remember what it was that helped us overcome that challenge or those challenges posed to us. Whether it was a desire to make social change, a need to provide for family, to make money, or just because we wanted it bad enough. Each of us are here today because we have that it. Each of us has a unique perspective and motivation to thrive. So don't lose that it. We must hold on to that it, that conviction that got us here, and remember what it is we are doing this all for. As we step forward, leaving behind the safety of the academic bubble, I challenge you, class of 2024, to continue finding your it. To our friends and family, I want to thank you on behalf of the class of 2024. To our professors, thank you for your guidance and expertise throughout these last 3 years. I also want to shout out my own mom, dad, brother, who have supported me through it all. No matter what time of the day it was, when I would give them a call, they'd answer and they'd listen to my long rants, even though I know they were bored half to death. My parents flew out nearly to every single mock trial competition I had and never missed a moment to celebrate me, even from 2,500 miles away. I also want to thank and congratulate some of my closest friends in law school. Tyler, Dennis, Rob, Maggie, Claudia, Emma, Thalia, and the rest of Summercut. Sorry, I can't list everyone. Law school would be unbearable without our inside jokes, nights out, and hangouts at apartment 1008. I'm especially thankful for Tyler, who's always pushed me to my limits and helped me find my it. Thank you to my teammates who I've completed interscholastically with, especially Katie Jerome and Robert Saylor, who dealt with me as we competed interscholastically in two competitions over the span of 10 weeks. And finally, thank you to Dean M, Michelle LaFaso, and the rest of the Students Affairs Office for their mentorship and encouragement, especially during my presidency term. Congratulations, class of 2024, and good luck with the bar exam.
Thank you, Rochelle. Thank you so much. Today, I have the good fortune to introduce the faculty presenters of today's awards. Like our student body, we have an outstanding and distinguished faculty. And as you will hear from our introductions, we have three of the most distinguished and finest of the faculty here today, and we thank them for their participation. Our first awards presenter is Professor Ronald Colombo, who's been actively involved in many important facets of the hospital law community since he started teaching here in 2006. Not only is he beloved by our students, in fact, he was voted Teacher of the Year back in 2019, but I hear he has a killer rating on ratemyprofessor.com. Professor Colombo, I would never look at such a site. Professor Colombo teaches business organizations, contracts, security regulations, and has served as an advisor to both the corporate compliance and business law concentration. He's also served in the law school administrations as the Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, as the Associate Dean for Distance Education. And finally, Professor Colombo is a nationally recognized scholar in the fields of corporate law and intersection of religion, philosophy, and business. He's the author of the treatise, The Law of Corporate Officers and Directors, and the author of The First Amendment and the Business Corporation, published by Oxford in 2015. Professor Colombo, please come up and give the awards. Thank you.
Thank you for those remarks, Julian. Ever since my parents figured out how to get on to Rate My Professor, my ratings went through the roof. I don't know what happened. Okay. Good afternoon. I am so happy to be here to present the first set of awards. The Herman Hillman Real Estate Award, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of housing or real estate law. This award is presented to Ariel Budazaz. The Property Law Courses Award, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of property law, is this year shared by two students, Allie Caden and Brandon Kaminker. The Estate Planning Law Courses Award, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of estate planning law, goes to Emily Grabeau York. The Benjamin Weintraub and Alan N. Resnick Bankruptcy Law Award, awarded to a graduating student who has demonstrated outstanding academic achievement in and a desire to make future professional contributions to the field of bankruptcy law. This award is shared by Anthony Russo and Alexander Wiener. The Bankruptcy Law Courses Award, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of bankruptcy law, is shared by two students this year, Evan Itkowitz and Brittany Sider. The Corporate and Securities Law Courses Award, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of corporate and securities law, goes to three students this year, Gina Aliberti, Paul Sessa, and Alexander Wiener. The Commercial Law Courses Award, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of commercial law goes to two students this year, Julian Ku and Alexander Weiner. The Family Law Courses Award, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of family law. This award is presented to Kyler Reitzel. The Stephanie E. Kupferman Juvenile Justice Endowed Scholarship. This is awarded to a graduating student who has exhibited a commitment to protecting the rights of children and the pursuit of juvenile justice. This award is presented to Shannon Moran. The Health Law Courses Award, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of health law. This award is shared by two students, Emma Carey and Nicholas Trampish. The Intellectual Property Law Courses Award, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of intellectual property law. This award is presented to John Healy. The Environmental and Natural Resources Law Courses Award, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of environmental and natural resources law. This award is presented to Molly Mikulik. The Procedural Law Courses Award, awarded for excellence in the study of procedural law, goes to three students this year: Timothy Curtis, Emmanuel Petrino, and Robert Saylor.
Good. Yeah, that's fine.
The Clinical Courses Awards. These are awards given to specific clinics and excellence in those clinics. For the Asylum Clinic, Julian Ku and Timothy Mudrick. For the Community and Economic Development Clinic, Ally Caden. For the Defender Clinic, Julia Ferran. For the Deportation Defense Clinic, Carmen Arias Urena. For the Veterans Law Clinic, Aaliyah McLaurin. For the Youth Advocacy Clinic, Kyla Reitzel. The Clinical Legal Education Association Outstanding Clinical Student Award. This is awarded to a graduating student who has shown particular excellence and thoughtfulness in the field work and the seminar components of the law school clinical program. This award is given to Farida Osman. The Clinical Prosecution Practicum Course Award. This is awarded to a graduating student for excellence in work in the Clinical Prosecution Practicum. This award is shared by Carson Goggins and Carolyn Powers. Thank you and congratulations.
Okay, now, thank you, Professor Colombo. Congratulations again to all of our awardees. I now have the honor to introduce the class speaker for today's event, and that's Mr. John Healy Jr., who was chosen Mr. Healy was chosen by a vote of the third-year class from a wide group of varied and outstanding law students to give a speech at this ceremony. I'll just say a few words about John as well. John has left his mark on hospital law in so many ways. He served as their senior research director, web developer, and blog editor of volume 23 of the Journal for International Business and Law. John's article on blockchain technology was published in volume 52 of the Hofstra Law Review. He also served as a 3L senator of the Student Bar Association, as managing editor of the Moot Court Board, as a member of the Hofstra Trial Advocacy Association and the Dispute Resolution Society. Finally, John was also the president of the Hofstra Intellectual Property Law Association and the co-founder and treasurer of the Cryptocurrency and Blockchain Law Society. After law school, John will join the international law firm of Ropes and Gray. Please join me in welcoming Mr. John Healy Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished and esteemed faculty, beloved family members, dear friends, and most importantly, the class of 2024. Thank you for your unwavering support and the highest honor. Today is the culmination of our time together at Hofstra Law School. The early mornings, the late nights, the challenging weeks, and the cherished times. Today, I implore you all to revisit these memories as we discuss the following. 2024. 2 words to reflect, 0 self-reproach, 2 lessons learned, and 4 words to remember. To begin, I'd like to share 2 words to reflect on our time together. Thank you. Thank you not only for the memories and laughs, but for challenging me to better myself each and every day. If you couldn't tell already, our class is incredibly acclaimed, and I'd like to take a moment to extol a mere fraction of the incredible achievements from our peers next to us. First, let's talk about postgraduate employment, some of which Professor Gundlach eloquently touched upon before noon, so I'll be brief on this point. Overall, roughly 75% of the students in this room are currently employed, with several others on the brink of attaining employment. 17% of our class will start their career in big law. 10% will start their careers at a mid-sized firm. 18% will start their careers at a small firm, and 13% will start their careers at district attorney's offices all across the country, from the East Coast in Suffolk County, down south in sunny Miami, and even all the way out to the West Coast in Santa Clara and the prosecuting attorney's office in Honolulu, Hawaii. Right? Additionally, our class includes one incoming Skadden Fellow, starting a career at the Central American Refugee Center, a fellowship program, mind you, regarded as the nation's largest and most competitive public interest programs. And lastly, we have a handful of students starting their careers as public defenders, in-house at corporations, or as judicial law clerks from the courts of New Jersey, New York, and the Federal District Court in Central Islip. Least to say, the Hofstra Law class of 2024 is across the map and exudes a strong presence in firms big and small, and from courtrooms to chambers. Additionally, we've excelled in all three areas of advocacy: negotiations, trial, and appellate advocacy. In fact, our class alone has competed in 33 competitions where we've won 12 individual awards, placed at least as quarterfinalists in 16 competitions, and placed as finalist or were crowned the champion in 6 competitions. Now, to put these numbers in perspective, that means our class is placed as finalist in almost 1 out of 5 competitions, placed in almost half of these competitions, and received awards in over 1/3 of the competitions we competed in. But not only did we dominate against other schools, we set the bar incredibly high for our successors. All 3 advocacy groups led by the class of 2024 had a record number of competitors in each intramural competition. We received high praise from several state and federal judges for our student-created fact patterns. And for the first time in Hofstra Law history, we laid the groundwork for our first Hofstra Advocacy Casebook that is on track to be published over the next year. And did I mention, our Hofstra Trial Advocacy Association was ranked the 13th best trial advocacy program in the nation out of 196 schools. Our class also consists of incredibly strong legal writers. Before us in this room are 44 published authors, or roughly 1 in 6 of our graduating class. We've been published in over 8 different journals, including the William and Mary Bill of Rights Journal and the Oklahoma Law Review. And we received 3 different publication awards from prestigious institutions such as Concurrences and the American Bar Association. And if these achievements weren't enough for you all in the audience, organizations led by the class of 2024 have also raised the bar. The Cryptocurrency and Blockchain Law Society, along with the Business Law Society, hosted events that brought professionals from the SEC and the New York Attorney General's office here at Hofstra to network with the student body. The Black Law Student Association fostered and bridged a strong relationship with the Hofstra Medical School by hosting their first Suits and Scrubs event, and even raised over $6,000 to attend the Northeast Black Law Student Association Regional Conference to articulate and promote the needs of our student body here at Hofstra. Philanthropic efforts by Outlaw raised over $250 for the Pride of Youth organization. The Health Law Society raised over $500 for breast cancer research, and then went on to organize our first ever Narcan training. If, When, How raised over $200 for the Indigenous Women's Rising Organization, which was then matched by the If, When, How National Organization for a grand total of $400. And lastly, the SBA this year exceeded expectations and raised $1,600 for the Mark Rosen Scholarship Bake Sale. And thank you. And just one last thing. Our pro bono scholars excelled this February. 9 of our brightest classmates sat for the bar exam, and all 9 passed with flying colors. My friends, excellence breeds excellence. Thank you for constantly bettering myself and those around us. Bravo. Now, with all these incredible achievements in mind, I want our class to take a moment to embrace our failures embarrassing moments, and the uneasy and difficult times to truly understand how we grew from those experiences and how we handled adversity to achieve our successes. But no matter how difficult these times were, I wish you zero self-reproach. Everyone in our class has now reached the same destination on different paths, wearing many different shoes, and carrying various weights of baggage. I commend each and every one of you for your resiliency. We all see each other's accomplishments, but may never understand the other difficulties faced when achieving these goals. But even when troubled times reared its head, cloaked with doubt, behind the veil was a rich opportunity that embodies the greatest lessons learned. So with that, and in the company of your greatest supporters tonight and for the rest of your career, I encourage you to toast to the bad times, toast to the most difficult and grueling hours you faced over these last 3 years, because without recognizing these difficulties and battling adversity, the achievements we've accomplished would have been nothing but a faint memory of our untapped potential. With this, I'd like to share 2 lessons that I've learned over the last 3 years. The first is that no matter how challenging the climb, the result is always worth it. And second, a strong mind will always defeat crippling adversity. As a class, we've already accomplished so much, but I encourage you to keep pushing to an even higher echelon. The higher we raise the bar, the more we continue to push the conventional, the more opportunity will come, and the more we will continue to prosper. Our class is no stranger to uncharted territory, and I encourage you all to keep seeking the unthinkable, press onward into this new chapter with a confident mindset and a palpable sense of pride to be a Hofstra Law graduate, no matter the noise in the industry. And while we continue to break new barriers, I ask you to remember these 4 words. Always pay it forward. Always pay it forward. The Hofstra Law community is and must remain a tight-knit community. Take a moment to recall an alumnus or alumna, a professor or a mentor, or anyone else who offered you a hand, and reach both of your hands out to a current or future Hofstra student. The fruits of our labor and the trajectory of our future hinge on the foundation we have collectively laid. Cherish the success, yearn for the new challenge, but never forget to build up those around you. The Hofstra community flourishes when we all lend a hand to offer support and empower others, propelling each other to greater heights as we've done since August 2021. And to conclude, a brief message for everyone else out in the world. Pay very close attention, because the Hofstra Law class of 2024 will walk that stage at 7 o'clock sharp. And my friends, this is only the beginning. Thank you.
Thank you, John. That was a tremendous speech. Thank you so much. Our next faculty presenter will be Professor Allison Caffarone. Professor Caffarone is a professor of skills and the executive director of the Perry White's Mass Tort Institute. The Mass Tort Institute is dedicated to the study of legal and policy issues raised by mass tort adjudication in the United States. Professor Caffarone has taught numerous subjects here at Hofstra Law, including torts, evidence, global compliance, and combating corruption, the law school's first class dedicated to corporate compliance and anti-corruption law. Professor Caffarone has been a dedicated faculty member here at Hofstra for many years. Now, some of you may know, Professor Caffarone has decided to leave Hofstra Law after this year. I want to thank her for her really tremendous and invaluable contributions over the past few years. We're really going to miss her great contributions to our school and the community. Professor Caffarone, please. Thank you.
I'm so excited to be here with you guys today. It is my absolute pleasure to present this next set of awards, but just first, John, great job. Okay, the advocacy and litigation courses awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of advocacy and litigation. This award is presented to Gina Aliberti. The next award is the Deborah Sloyer Memorial Scholarship in Trial Advocacy, awarded to a graduating student who has exhibited excellence in trial and appellate advocacy courses. This award is shared by Dorothy Cacioppioli and Julia Ferran. For this next award, I'd like to welcome Nicole Osborne, class of 2016, to the podium, representing Ruskin Moscow Faltashek, to present the Ruskin Moscow Faltashek Award for Outstanding Appellate Advocacy. Thank you.
The Ruskin Moscow Faltashek Award for Outstanding Appellate Advocacy is awarded to the student or students who demonstrate outstanding achievement in appellate advocacy. I'm excited to give this out as a former recipient, and this award is shared by John Federico, Ryan Fernandez, Brian Joseph, and Nicholas Trampush.
The next award, the New York City Trial Lawyers Alliance Award for Excellence in Trial Advocacy. This award is awarded to a graduating student who has shown outstanding achievement in trial advocacy. And this year, our award is shared by Kathleen DeWitt and Austin Sparrow. The criminal law courses awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of criminal law. This award is shared by Jessica Berman and Erin Cawley. For our next award, the Leon Stern Criminal Courts Bar Association of Nassau County Award. This is awarded to a graduating student who has exhibited a commitment to excellence in the practice of criminal law. This award is presented to Brendan Ilnitsky. The next award, Alternative Dispute Resolution Courses, is awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of alternative dispute resolution. This award is shared by Rivka Eisenman, and Gina Aliberti. For the tort law courses awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of tort law, this award is presented to Philip DeBalbian. For the constitutional law courses, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of constitutional law. This award is shared by Catrice Curls, Brendan Olnitsky, and Alexandra Lisitra. The labor and employment law courses awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of labor and employment law. This award is presented to Nicholas Becker. The Marvin Gutter Award in Tax Law, awarded to a graduating student who has excelled in classes related to tax law and who plans to pursue a career in the field of tax law. This award is presented to Stephen Ruggiero. Next award, the Tax Law Courses Award, is awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of tax law. This award is presented to Ryan Fernandez. The International Law Courses Award, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of international law. This award is shared by Julian Ku and Ethan Rabinowitz. The Government Law Courses Award, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of government law. This award is presented to Garrett Richter. I'd like to congratulate all the award recipients and the class of 2024.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you so much. All right, it's now my opportunity to introduce the Teacher of the Year. The Teacher of the Year Award expresses the law school's long and historic commitment to excellence in teaching. Law school is ultimately about student learning, and student learning about the law cannot happen without good or excellent teaching. Maybe someday in the future, excellent teaching will take the form of an AI chatbot, but I somehow doubt it. Our faculty here remind us in their excellence in teaching just why lawprofbot.com is not going to happen anytime soon. Each year, we ask the graduating student body to vote on a Teacher of the Year, and in their wisdom, they have chosen an exemplary and remarkable human being and teacher, someone that could never be replaced by a machine, Professor Theo Liebmann. Professor Liebmann has been inspiring students at Hofstra Law for decades, first as the director of the Youth Advocacy Clinic and in many other roles. Today, he currently serves as the executive director of the Friedman Institute for the Study of Legal Ethics and teaches the legal ethics courses. His advocacy and scholarship focus primarily on issues related to immigration, ethics, and the representation of children and youth. Before joining Hofstra Law, Professor Liebmann served as counsel for children in dependency and juvenile delinquency cases at the Manhattan office of the Legal Aid Society's Juvenile Rights Division. He currently serves as a co-chair of the New York State Advisory Council on Immigration Issues and the Family Court. He is a recipient of the 2024 Mark Hardin Award for Child Welfare Legal Scholarship and Systems Change by the ABA Center on Children and the Law. Professor Liebmann is truly beloved by his students for his dedication to their learning through exemplary teaching. But don't take it from me, since I've never had a chance of taking a course with Professor Liebmann. Here is a student testimonial from his nomination for the ABA Hardin Award. And I quote, "The care and attention to youth and families that Professor Liebmann provides, if emulated by every lawyer and social worker, would create the safest and kindest child welfare system our nation has ever had. Professor Liebmann created spaces for students to have wonderful discourse and feel heard and seen in a field that often overlooks those from disadvantaged backgrounds. We students are proud to have been in this classroom, observe his integrity and work ethic, and hope to undergo a career that honors all that he has instilled in us." End quote. No law professor I know could ask for a greater student testimonial. So please join me in congratulating your Teacher of the Year, Professor Theo Liebmann.
So let me first just clarify. Dean Ku said I've been here decades. Two decades. Well, true, but only two. And I started when I was 12. So thank you very much, Julian. Congratulations and thank you to the class of 2024. I am so happy to be here to speak with you on this great, great day that is so full of joy. It's joy for us on the staff and administration and faculty here. It's joy for all your loved ones who are out there. And I hope most of all, it's joy for you. There's a word in German to genieß. I won't test you on this later. You've passed all that stuff. But it means to fully immerse yourself in moments of joy and appreciation. And I urge all of you to genieß every moment of today. The joy of seeing 3 years of hard work come to fruition, the joy of having loved ones here to celebrate with you, and the joy that we feel when we're about to embark on the next great adventure of our lives. In your case, the victories, challenges, and meaning that will flow from your choice to enter the legal profession. In addition to great joy, today is also, of course, the beginning of great responsibilities. Responsibilities that come with that piece of paper you'll be getting later today. I'm not talking about fiduciary duties to clients for a change, or your duty of candor to courts, or your duties of fairness and zealousness. Those are responsibilities that you and all lawyers are well aware of, hopefully. I'm talking about another set of responsibilities too often unheeded by members of your new profession, the public citizen duties that every lawyer has, duties that are articulated in every state's professional responsibility code, and duties that are as important now as they have ever been. Duties such as the duty to cultivate knowledge of the law beyond its use for clients and employ that knowledge to reform the law. Duties to further the public's understanding of the justice system, and the duty to devote time, resources, and your newfound influence to fix deficiencies in that system and ensure equal access to justice. That's not too much, right? Improving the law, increasing understanding of the law, fixing our problems of unequal access. It's a lot. And there is, alas, no magic bullet to managing these formidable public citizen responsibilities. But I'll share 3 things that I urge you to stay mindful of as you approach them, and that I've seen in my own heroes. My heroes who are, by the way, in that row back there, my clinical colleagues. My heroes who are among my heroes who are among you here, students I've had the joy of working with, and my heroes who are my clients. So here's what I've learned from them. First, approach your work as a public citizen with courage and confidence. You are graduating with amazing expertise in the law, in advocacy, in working with people, in problem solving. Have the courage to use those skills. Many of you are already using them in your role as public citizens. I know because I've seen it among those I've been fortunate enough to work with at the clinic. And we heard earlier today about the mind-boggling 85,000 hours of pro bono legal services that you've already provided. I was waiting for Professor Gundlach to do the math on that up there, but I'll do it for you. You've already done 3,541 days of pro bono service and just under 10 years. Good work. That's very impressive before you've even graduated. So whether you're about to make a career of working on behalf of underserved populations, working for the government, working as a sole practitioner or at a firm, large or small or mid-size, have the courage to push yourself to use that expertise in your new role as a public citizen to improve access to justice and to improve our legal system. Second thing I've learned from my heroes, the most effective public citizens, the ones I admire the most, understand that an equally important and balancing value to courage is humility. Be humble enough to spend at least as much time observing, listening, and learning as you do speaking and showing and teaching. If you're working to improve access to justice for an underserved community, spend extensive time listening to those communities and learning from their stories, their priorities, and their goals. When you're working with colleagues or people you disagree with, spend extensive time hearing their suggestions, perspectives, and insights. Let it be a moment to treasure, not one to fear or avoid, when even in your new area of expertise, you're still learning from others and listening to others. That's a good thing. Finally, remember to sustain each other and sustain yourself in this difficult work of being a public citizen. Access to justice, fixing the flaws of our legal system, educating the public, these are crucial and complex responsibilities. From everything I've heard about all of you, I feel they're in excellent hands, but they can invoke intense feelings and intense disagreements. And if we're being candid, no matter how hard you work, you're not going to be able to make the law or the legal system perfect. But of course, we still have to strive to attain those goals. And that can sometimes be frustrating, even disheartening. To provide sustaining energy, no injuries, I urge you to openly and explicitly support each other in those pursuits. It's easy to articulate criticism. We forget that a little bit on a day like today, where we talk so much about how wonderful everybody is. But in general, it's easy to articulate criticism, to find and to point out fault. It's a lot of what we do as lawyers, in fact. But we all need emotional energy that comes from encouragement, especially with tasks that are difficult and frustrating. So develop that habit and continue to hone it, to share support, encouragement, and praise. And remember, people aren't reading your mind. If you're thinking that someone just did a good job, achieved an important goal, even just showed some improvement, for Pete's sake, share it. Don't wait for a law school graduation. Share with them. And to sustain yourself, it goes back to taking joy, to genesing. Make sure you're taking joy. Take joy from the hard work in those tasks. Enjoy every victory along the way and enjoy the great adventure of being a public citizen. Congratulations to the class of 2024. I wish you all great success as newly minted public citizens and a day, a career, and a life filled with courage, humility, and joy.
Thank you so much, Professor Liebmann. Thank you. All right, we're heading to the home stretch. We're very fortunate to have as our final faculty presenter today, Professor Jennifer Gundlach. Professor Gundlach is the Emily and Stephen Mandel Distinguished Professor in Access to Justice and a professor of law, and has recently served as the chair of the American Association of Law Schools section on empirical study of legal education and the legal profession. Not only is Professor Gundlach a beloved and creative teacher, Professor Gundlach has been a force of nature here at Hofstra Law and serving as a leader on the faculty on so many issues. She served for several years in the law school administration as Senior Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, Vice Dean for Academic Affairs, and Associate Dean for Experiential Education. In these roles, she has led the law school's creation of new and innovative experiential courses beyond the traditional clinic model. One of those innovative experiential programs is her creation and then management of the Hofstra Law Pro Se Legal Assistance Program, which provides multiple students with the opportunity to work with underrepresented litigants in the Eastern District of New York Central Islip Federal Courthouse. It's a very unique program which has offered our students tremendous experience in federal courts. I'm really delighted to serve on the faculty with someone like Professor Gundlach. Thank you and welcome. Thank you for joining us to present awards to our students. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you, Dean Ku, and I know that I'm standing in the way between celebration of you guys after this, and so I will get through this quickly. So I am honored to present the final set of awards. So first, the Hofstra Labor and Employment Law Journal Alumni Writing Award goes to a graduating student whose labor and employment law journal note is deemed the best by a faculty committee and the managing editors of the Labor and Employment Law Journal. The award is presented to Brian Joseph. Next, the Hofstra Law Review Alumni Writing Award is awarded to a graduating student whose law review note is deemed the best by a faculty committee and the managing editors of the Law Review. This award is presented to Deepa Shasharan. Next, the Pro Bono Leadership Award is awarded to a graduating student who has excelled in serving one or more of the law school's student-run pro bono organizations in a leadership capacity. This award is presented to Kathleen DeWitt. Next is the Pro Bono Service Award of Excellence. This is awarded to actually two of our graduating students who have excelled in dedication to and time spent performing pro bono service throughout law school's student-run organizations and/or outside activities. The award is shared by Sarah Murphy and Carolyn Powers. The Honorable David A. Patterson Award in Public Service is awarded to, this time again, two graduating students seeking to pursue a career in public service. This award is shared by Cindy Laurent and Farida Osman. No surprise that a bunch of our pro bono scholars are getting those awards. All right, the third year Scholastic Achievement Award is awarded to a graduating student or students with the highest grade point average in the third year of study. Believe it or not, this award is shared by several students. Emily Fontanetta, Brendan Ilnitsky, Alexandra Jagor, Allie Caden, Anthony Russo, and Nicholas Tramposh. What? What? Yeah, okay. So for the next award, I would like to invite up Mrs. Judith Rosenberg to help present the William Eric Goldberg Memorial Scholarship in honor of her son. So the William Eric Goldberg Endowed Memorial Scholarship is awarded to a graduating student, this time again 2 students, who in the opinion of the faculty has provided significant support and leadership in improving the quality of life and the educational experience of others. And these 2 awards go to John Federico and John Healy. So this one is I'm sorry, now, yeah, no. The Gina Marie Escarce Memorial Scholarship is awarded to a graduating student who, in the opinion of the faculty, has contributed the most to their classmates' learning and understanding of difficult legal concepts through his or her questions in class and participation in class discussions. This award is presented to Kavita Balshan. For the next award, I would like to invite up Mrs. Michelle Gegwich to present the Christopher G. Gegwich Outstanding Law Student Award in memory of her husband.
My husband, Chris, was a graduate of Hofstra School of Law, class of 1999. He graduated second in his class. He was editor of Law Review and was honored to win the award for Outstanding Law Student. Chris spent his career as an attorney at Nixon Peabody here on Long Island. Shortly after Chris passed away, Nixon Peabody assisted our family in establishing a foundation as a way to honor and remember Chris's life and legacy. Through the generous support of our friends, family, and colleagues, our foundation has supported scholarships here at Hofstra, at Ithaca College, Chris's high school in Pennsylvania, Harborfields High School, where our 2 sons have graduated from, the American Museum of Natural History, the Women's Hall of Fame, and the Vanderbilt Museum and Planetarium. To Hofstra, Chris was an outstanding law student. To us, Chris was an outstanding husband, father, brother, son, and friend. The Outstanding Law Student Award is awarded to a graduating student who in their years at the law school has shown a combination of those qualities and abilities that are the ideals of the legal profession. I'm honored to present the Christopher G. Gegwich Outstanding Law Student Award to Nicholas Tramposh. Thank you.
The next award is the Distinguished Service to the School Award. This is awarded to a graduating student who, in a variety of academic and non-academic undertakings, has contributed to the progress and welfare of the law school. This award is shared by Dominique Edmonds and Rochelle Podolsky. And finally, last but most certainly not least, the Maurice A. Dean Award, which is awarded to the graduating student with the highest cumulative grade point average in his or her graduating class. This award goes to Paul Sessa. So we have one more little surprise that our dean doesn't know about. So at this time, before we end our ceremony, I would like to invite Ron Colombo back up to the podium to say a few words about our outgoing interim dean, Julian Ku.
Thank you very much, Jen. I know it's been a long and joyous, to quote my esteemed colleague, Professor Liebmann, joyous ceremony, but if you will indulge us a minute or two, I have been deputized, and I have the honor from our own faculty of the law school to take a moment here to honor and thank our outgoing dean, Julian Ku. Professor Ku is an internationally recognized legal scholar. His work has been published and cited in the absolute most prestigious journals available. Scholarship and sharing that scholarship with his colleagues and his students has been his passion since he entered legal academia nearly 2 decades ago. Yet, for the good of the law school, he largely set that work aside to serve as Associate Dean for Academic Affairs back in 2017. That's an extraordinarily demanding and largely thankless task. It's oftentimes analogized to herding cats. Yes, it has its rewards, but most of us who have risen to the occasion and served in that role, myself included, could only do it for about a couple of years. Not Julian. He served for 6 years, and these years included navigating the COVID fiasco and an ABA reaccreditation site visit, among other serious challenges. When Dean Gail Prudenti stepped down in 2022, Professor Ku stepped up yet again, agreeing to serve as an interim dean until a permanent replacement could be found. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think anyone grows up wanting to be an interim dean. But Professor Ku threw himself into the role with gusto. He did not simply keep the dean's seat warm. He tackled ongoing challenges, kept fires at bay, and moved the law school forward. His overriding goal was to get the law school into great shape for the benefit of its incoming permanent dean, and he did just that. So I would ask the students and their families here today, along with the staff and administrators who are present, to join with me and the rest of the law school faculty in expressing our deep gratitude to Dean Ku for his service and dedication to our community. Thank you, Julian.
Well, thank you for that. That was unexpected and really, I wouldn't say unnecessary, but yeah, it's necessary. No, I deeply appreciate it. This class of 2024 will certainly be special in my recollection as well, and having the honor to serve as interim dean during your 3rd year of law school. So with that, I think we can conclude our program today, but I have a feeling we'll be seeing you soon. Let me just say a quick word. Congratulations again to all of our award recipients. Special thanks to Professor Linda Galler, Dean Brian Casper, Dean Lisa Monticello, Senior Director of Student Affairs Michelle Lafaso, and Amy Agriziani for all of the student affairs, for all of their efforts in organizing this award ceremony. I look forward to seeing all of you tonight, 7 p.m. sharp, the MAC Arena for your commencement ceremonies. Thank you and congratulations again.